Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening to to the Sports Hour. I almost said another show.
I almost talked about the previous life.
Yeah, we always talk about it previously. I don't know why I was thinking about that this morning, but welcome to the Sports Hour with Roger, Monali, and Ingle. Roger is back, so welcome back, Roger. Good to have
Thank
you
you so
back.
much. Thank you guys for waiting for me. Happy to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have the three of us together and do the show, and it's a pleasure to have you back with the show. And um some not the greatest. It's not sports, but you're back at a time when it's not great news for your home country, Jamaica,
Yes,
because of the devastation of the hurricane. Well, it will affect sports too, but the
big
devastation
time.
of the country.
Yeah, big time. So, good morning, everyone. Yes, the Hurricane Melissa, Hurricane Category 5, they said England got up to 300 kilometers an hour. That sounds
Yeah,
almost like an aeroplane,
it
but
does.
it devastated two, well, maybe three parishes: Westmoreland, St. James, and St. Elizabeth. So a lot of the schools are down. So, like high school soccer and all of that is probably going to be on hold for a little. High school sports in general. And also the Premier League soccer. I mean, it damaged a couple clubs, the football fields, the stadium there, the stands that they broke up. And so it's been very tough. St. Elizabeth got it really bad, a lot of flooding, devastation. You can't get to some places there. So people are saying they need more aid, they need more help. And of course, what happens when you're in a situation you have access to nothing, you're going to steal. So looting is happening, and
Of
it's
course.
just really bad right now over those three parishes. The rest of the country is fairly okay,
Hmm.
but those three parishes got it really bad. So, reaching out, I mean, a lot of people have gotten involved from a sports perspective. You have Usain Bolt, Shelley Ann Fraser Price, Chris
Yes.
Gale, Norman Powell, who used to play for the Raptors. He plays for Jamaica basketball now.
Hmm.
And Jamal Murray, who plays for the Denver Nuggets. He's from Jamaica. He's from Westmoreland, where got the big damage. His dad,
Hmm.
Jamal Murray Sr., is actually still living there. So they have all gotten involved. So NBA has gotten involved in terms of helping out. I mean, a lot of cricket teams are helping out. So eventually it's going to be fixed on a recovery basis, but it was England, I'm telling you, man, it was total devastation in those three parishes.
Yeah, I saw some pictures, and I was speaking to my friend Tony. Tony and I played
Found them.
for Canada together, and he was in Jamaica, and he got back home yesterday, and
Good.
he said he's still shaking inside, and he said it's really. He said he's only alive because God wasn't ready for him.
Yeah, wow, it was that bad, eh?
Yeah, I haven't
He
really.
was in one of those parishes then.
He was yes, he was close to one of those.
Close to it.
I have not even spoken to him yet. I just texted him. Yesterday was his birthday, so I texted him happy birthday, and I checked to see he was okay. So he said he's back home in Toronto. So
Good,
I'm happy
good,
to know that. So gonna check
good.
up with him after the show and see how he's doing. But
Yes,
there's
it's one of those where a lot of people lost their roofs, and then the
yes,
water came in waist high, chest high. So, it's very difficult, as you said. If he's there, and yeah, he's going to be saying, "This is it. I'm not going to make it."
and that was his first experience in a hurricane. So could you imagine experiencing Cat 5 for the first time?
I experienced Gilbert in 1988. It was a Category 3,
Mm.
and it was. I'm happy that I experienced it just to say I experienced it, but I wouldn't want to see a Cat 5. I don't want to see a Cat 5. Trust me.
Yeah, we're talking sports, but Manali, we're talking about sports and devastation and stuff. There's also some issues going on in Tanzania, and our women's team is in Tanzania, and they're stuck there. The series has been cancelled, from what I understand, and now it's just trying to get the girls back home because of the unrest and political unrest in Tanzania.
Yeah, unfortunately, the timing was really bad with the tour. I think there was an oversight in the fact that Tanzania was having elections. And I
Hmm.
believe the elections were the day that they arrived in Tanzania from Uganda. So since they've arrived, there's been a lot of violence. There's been riots everywhere. And just this morning, I saw that the prime minister from before, or president, I don't know what they have actually anymore, but she's going to keep power, and she's retained power by some astronomical percentage.
Yeah.
And you know, we speak about politics and the impact, but the two opposition parties, one of the leaders was in jail for some reason.
Mhm.
ineligible, and the other party leader had some technicality, so couldn't run. So there was no one contesting her. But according to BBC, and again, it's unverified because of the internet blackout, they don't have verified numbers. The BBC thinks 500 is very likely in the number of people dead.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Tanzania is saying it might even be close to 700 or higher. And they have seen riots every day. So the girls, I mean, I believe they're in a safe place. I
Mhm.
believe they're in a curfew, but it would be best for them to get out. It's just not a nice situation. And I, having grown up in East Africa, being born in Kenya, there weren't many elections that we stayed back for because we know some of these elections get very violent and they're very dangerous. Um, Tanzania typically is calmer with their elections, but the last couple have been a bit more violent than normal. Kenya's seen a fair share of this violence, so it's quite common there. But if it's anything like I've seen in Kenya, it's best if those girls get out.
Yeah,
No,
it's really.
I would suggest they get out as soon as possible because when that type of violence is happening, they don't look around to see who they're impacting. It
Yeah,
just happens, right? And it's
yeah,
just all over. It's crazy.
Yeah, and the army can't even quell the violence or the demonstrators. And eventually, if they start looting, they're gonna go to the. They've actually started. Sorry, they've already started theft of tourist areas and stuff like that. So
mhm,
I know there's probably security guards at the hotels, but eventually, when mobs want to get to wherever they want to get to, they will get there. So
yeah,
it's just to get out as soon as possible, get back home safely. I know parents have been questioning and checking,
yeah.
and I hope the girls get home in the next day or two because it must be scary for them on the ground as well. Because I'm sure they've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it's not common practice in Canada, and for those of us who have experienced some of it, it's not very it's not very nice to be around at all.
It's
And
very traumatic
yeah,
because you grew up in a quiet place, suddenly you're in this middle of something that you have no clue,
yeah.
and it's very dangerous, and you just don't know what's going to happen next or what's around the corner.
And that's just the thing, right? You don't know when it's going to get resolved because this might be an ongoing issue. I know a lot of leaders from Kenya have been involved. A lot of UN members have now been involved as well.
Hmm.
So politically, it's growing in terms of getting the attention and trying to settle everything down. But I think it's going to take a little while before it is.
And especially the shutting off the internet and cutting off yourself from the rest of the world. It's so difficult for
Yeah.
people there. So let's just hope it resolves pretty soon and we can get on with it and get them out and they can get on. But the young people are different now. They don't stand for nonsense. They felt that their candidates didn't get a chance. They may not have
Mhm.
won, but they didn't feel that they didn't get an opportunity at
Yeah.
least. Yeah. So that's I'm hearing that the other African countries may have go similar way soon. The ones that you think were quiet, but just a new generation, they just want to make sure.
Well, Kenya just went through that too. The government was, proposing all these increased taxes and all these changes, and the young generation said, "No, hang on, this is our livelihoods that you're playing with." And
Hmm.
sure enough, they were able to put enough pressure that the government had to reverse a lot of those decisions that they had made.
Power
Yeah,
of the Generation Z or whatever it is nowadays, but they're very powerful. But Tanzania is usually very quiet,
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
usually.
and
yeah,
So I was quite surprised to see this.
it's such a shame though because the girls were looking forward to this series. A 5 match series was supposed to start on the 30th. It didn't happen. And now to have it cancelled after a wonderful series, well, when I say wonderful in terms of getting cricket played, but not the right end of it in
yeah.
Uganda, but at least they got 5 games there. So now to come back and regroup. So you're listening to the Sports Hour with Ingle Roger and Monali. And we must talk about the Blue Jays. I mean, for
We
a
have to.
fan,
We
for
must.
a fan,
We have to. I mean, the
for
whole
the
country.
fans, for the fans, you wanted to be over last night. Major League Baseball, the bars,
Yeah, I
the
know. Did you go to a
everything
watch
else.
party, Ingle or Manali?
No, I watched it at home.
The couch, my
Safe,
couch.
Couch party. So
safe
did
at
I.
home. It's much
Over that.
safer at home. So yeah, but getting lead that early. But before we even get into the lead and the game, like how many games you've watched? You've never seen a ball stuck.
First
In,
time.
and it was just not Blue Jays' time, I think, to win this
It,
last night.
I was shocked. I mean, I was like, what's happening here? This is really October 31st.
Yes,
But
it
you know
was.
what? It's ridiculous that something like that even happened.
I
Mhm.
know.
Yes,
And I know it apparently it's all within the rules.
It is. It is.
it is.
But I'm thinking, come on, just pull that ball out, throw it back in, get
They,
on with it.
they could have, but they noticed. And what I was listening to a show afterwards, and they said they go over the rules with them before every game. So they
Mhm.
did
Yeah.
that. And if you realize that Hernandez was shouting and pointing, it's dead ball, dead ball, right?
Yeah.
So, and it was from, I mean, they said it's from maybe 5% of the ball that was underneath there. So
Really.
it didn't make sense. Yeah. It
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, I think the Blue Jays is a team of destiny just based on everything that is going on. So I was like, yes, this
mhm.
is it.
Yes, I thought so.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
I thought so too. And when I heard, I was actually not at home at the time. I was driving home
Yeah.
at the time, and I heard, okay, when I thought it was a home run, I mean,
Yeah.
another run scored.
Yeah.
Then I said, okay, this is it. Blue Jays gonna win. This is the destiny. And then turn back. So game 7 tonight. So I
Yeah.
think wonderful series so far though. But do you think like the matchups sometimes overrated? Because I think Blue Jays last night they had a chance to probably score more often against Yamamoto and then
Mhm.
walk in Otani, I guess, so early. Those kind of decisions are made, I guess, before the game, but is it mental?
No, I'll jump in because at first I was like, well, what is he doing? But there's a method to his madness. So even when the Dodgers coach took out Yamamoto, I was like, what is he? But then I thinking, he probably think I'm going to have this one wrapped up and I may need him tomorrow. Right.
Right.
So, they took him out. But walking Otani, he's just too dangerous, England. I'm telling you. You just don't know when he's going to pop. He's
Yeah,
the best player in baseball, $700 million. He's worth it.
correct.
And you just don't know when he's going to pop. So just don't take any chances with that guy. Um, I think in the previous game, he didn't walk him
No.
and he got popped, right? So it's like, I'm not going to make that
Mhm.
mistake again. So people sort of understand that. But that pitcher, man, Yamamoto, I think he's next level.
He is. He's next
I've
level.
never seen, first of all, I've never seen anybody with a notebook taking in the
Yeah,
middle of it writing notes. I'm like, what is this?
yeah, he's making notes and then between each innings he's
Between each innings. So,
Yeah.
talking his
no, he's a great pitcher and they
yeah.
couldn't figure him out. And that's part of the struggle. So I was worried about game 6. I think we have a better chance in game 7.
Yeah, and if we can get them to force the Dodgers to go to their bullpen early, I think they
Mhm.
Yeah.
have a good chance because not very strong.
No, it's not. It's not. They have one or two guys that can help themselves. But in general, we have a lot more control over those guys. But you know what? Barger, Vladdy, Clement just knows how to make a hit.
Mhm.
The team, it's just a nice team.
It
And they
is.
seem to know how to figure out how to make things happen and how to win. Couldn't figure it out last night, and they couldn't figure it out in game 2 either, which
Mhm.
was the same pitcher, Yamamoto. So I think tonight, I'm not so keen on the Jays pitcher. I'm not sure what your thoughts are, but I'm a little
Um,
worried about they going off on us too.
who's pitching tonight?
I think
Um,
it's Mad Max.
oh,
Yeah, it is.
it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
bad.
He's 41,
Yes,
and
he's
he's
41.
Mad Max for a reason because he's really Mad Max. So,
Yeah, the Dodgers haven't decided who their pitcher is though.
not
Talks are it's going to be
Um, Otani.
no,
Otani. Yeah.
they're going to use Otani.
The
That,
talks are it's going to be Otani. And if it is, it's going to be interesting to start. I think Game 6 was always going to be a problem for the Jays because Yamamoto had such a good first game that he pitched in
Yeah,
this World Series.
almost perfect.
yeah,
Exactly. And he was getting through the innings so quickly. So it was expected that he was going to cause problems again for the Jays yesterday. And he
100%.
did. And unfortunately, it was almost as if the batting just wasn't clicking for the Jays. There was no one who was actually able to get the connections,
Yeah.
partly because of his pitching, but even when he was taken off and the other pitchers were brought on, apart from that last two innings, there really wasn't. It didn't look like the Jays were going to get anywhere.
Anywhere, true.
But then actually both teams didn't have good batting because the Dodgers only had like 4 hits, but they
In one inning.
capitalized. We won it, yeah.
Yeah.
And they capitalized on it, right?
Yeah.
We've seen that from the Dodgers. Their batting has not been as good as it has been for the Jays. So that was expected. I wish the Jays would have done a little bit better with the bat. And then it also brings up the question of, we've seen Guerrero, he's gotten to first base so many times. And I'm thinking, okay, well, if you've got one of the bases loaded, surely this is the guy who can do it for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think yesterday he got to first base. Was it once or twice where there was one more base loaded? And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, you cannot be satisfied with getting to first base. You cannot. You're the guy who's got to take this on, and you're the guy who's got to put it out of the park.
Mhm.
I know it's a lot harder to do it than it is to talk about it, but
I know.
you would expect he's got to be the guy to do it.
He
Go ahead.
is. But I like how they have so many others who have been. Barger have stepped up really nice. Varsho as well. Kirk, the catcher. So Bishop hasn't hit any yet, but he's always hitting. But I believe if Vladdy doesn't do it, I think we have 2 or 3 more guys who can help him out. But you're right. The onus is on him, and he has delivered. He's
Yeah.
batting over 400, and he has 8 home runs. Right? He's
Yeah.
ALCS MVP, and I think if we win tonight, I think he'll probably get MVP as well here. So who knows?
To me, sometimes when I look at, coming from a coaching point of view, and I look at things very closely, and I find with Vladdy, there are times when he has a very nice, smooth swing, and that's when he seems to hit his home runs. But then, I don't know, it could be game pressure, but there are times when he seems to try to swing so hard that he
Yes.
loses his shape and he doesn't hit the ball so well
Yeah.
as well. So I think maybe he'll probably go back and look at some of his videos and realize and then change it up again. But
I
yeah,
think
Yeah.
you're right about that. I think he puts, but if you think about it though, he's under a lot of pressure and he wants to deliver. So I'm thinking maybe he's just trying a little too hard sometimes.
yes.
But I like Springer. I think if he wasn't injured, we probably would have seen something great out of Springer. But I know he's in a lot of pain, so you can't be sure what you're going to get from him. But he delivered in the ALCS, and I think tonight you may see him do it again.
And
Oh,
Boba
yeah.
too, playing injured, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and we talk about body language, and Ingle, you've mentioned Guerrero, but Springer yesterday looked so uncomfortable until he did get the connection, and then the second time he came out to bat, he looked so much more comfortable. But we're talking Game 6. We go back a game, and we talk about Trey Savage and compare him from Game number 1 in the World Series.
I
That
know.
body language was day and night. And you
Correct.
could just see that confidence oozing out of him. You could see that he was there and he meant business and he performed. And it's, we talk about intent, we talk about body language, we talk about the mental aspect of the game. And it's incredible how these players can change from Game 1 to Game 2 and how quickly they can turn things around, especially at this level.
Yes. Very impressive. I mean, he's only 22. I think for me, he's sort of like the MVP. That last game that he pitched, totally awesome. I have never seen somebody so young in such good control all the way through. Nothing phased him. He didn't make a lot of mistakes. He was tough. I mean, when he was going down, he had 2 guys on base. Didn't bother him. He just locked in, got the job done. And it's one of the most impressive things I've seen. I mean, he just started pitching in the majors in September.
Yes.
So to see him doing all of this, it was like, whoa. And I'm sure that gets the team motivated as well. When you see somebody pitching like that, the batters are like, we got to do this for him.
Yeah. So Blue Jays. Any predictions?
Yeah, they have to win. So
They have to.
Scared.
Are they going to
So
win?
scared.
Are they
I
going?
don't even know if there's an option here.
They have to win. I mean, Toronto will go crazy tonight.
Are you going downtown tonight, Ingle, to celebrate with them?
I'm just gonna watch it. I'll wait. I'll wait until the victory parade, but I will watch at home and then go to the victory parade maybe in a couple of days' time. I'm sure it will happen sometime next week.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a tough game. The Dodgers is no joke. They have
Exactly.
a great manager as well.
Yeah.
Very calm
Very.
and makes good decisions. And he seems to be motivating his team. And you know what? With Game 7, anything can happen. So I think, and I think you alluded to it earlier, management is going to be key. You know, you question some of the Schneider decisions, and I'm hoping he doesn't make any bad decisions tonight. Because I don't think the Dodgers manager Roberts is making any bad decisions. So he has to be careful.
Yeah.
Snyder
And
seems
actually,
to throw the
go
dice
ahead.
sometimes when he makes his
Mhm.
decisions. And I'm just hoping that tonight, no throwing of the dice. Got to be solid decisions.
And one of the reasons they're saying that he took out Yamamoto is because he wanted him available for tonight as well,
Tonight,
if necessary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe if they need an
Last
innings,
game.
they're going to
But
put him in.
if he's back today, I think we know what the result's going to be. You
Well,
know who we need? We need Snell back.
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we can hit him out of the park.
Yeah, to the
But
park.
I think he's our best odd.
I know. But Yamamoto, I think he won't play the whole. He wouldn't play the whole game,
He
but I
won't
think
play
he
the
may
whole
come
game.
in relief,
He
maybe in
Yeah.
the eighth inning or so if they need somebody to lock them down. So I just hope we can blow it open from before that.
Just let's hope so, because if it comes to him, it's gonna be tough. I'm sorry, I think you're hearing a lot of dogs barking in the background, right?
I thought you were just
Yeah.
celebrating early.
No. Yeah, it seems like my neighbor's dogs are having they're celebrating. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on the Blue Jays. We'll keep you updated. You're going to a watch party tonight, any of you, or just staying home?
Watching from
Um,
the couch.
I don't even think I'll be able to watch most of the game. I've been invited to one of the local club awards in
Oh,
Toronto, so I'm gonna do my thing and get out and get somewhere to watch this game.
yeah, there are
If
many
you're
sports.
downtown, then yeah, you'll be good.
If you're in
Oh
Or
no,
Toronto,
definitely not downtown.
oh,
just go
okay.
go
Because
downtown.
everywhere downtown, there's a big screen showing the game.
Yeah, you can go to City Hall.
Yeah.
You can go down to one of the bars, sit around and watch. But yeah,
I think
downtown's
I'm somewhere around Mississauga, so we'll have to see what's close there.
You have
oh
watch parties there too.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure they're
Mississauga.
gonna show it at the Mississauga Square. I'm sure
Square,
they're
yeah.
gonna show it
Mm.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll keep you updated on the Blue Jays. You're listening to Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio. It's the Sports Hour with Ingle Roger and Monali. And Monali, we want to talk World Cup women's cricket, and I didn't get to do the videos, but you know what? I listened to that young lady. What's her last name? It's another
Rodriguez.
hmm?
Jemima Rodriguez.
Jamima Rodriguez. Not really a name that you'd associate with an Indian player. You know, because when she's Christian, she speaks about God a lot.
Mhm.
And her innings. I mean, I last week when we spoke, I said I was looking for a South Africa India final, and I got it.
You know
Wow. That's
what?
a big
I
call.
have to hand it to you, Engel. Everything you called last weekend has happened. And
Wow.
I'm zero on all of my predictions. I've got to hand it to you.
I'll let you predict the winner tomorrow because I'm not sure. But I'm still saying it's destiny, so it's South Africa's time. But we'll go and talk about the semifinals. But the first round match, South Africa beat India, surprised them. I think India is coming for revenge, but they've got to come off of that high to get
Yeah.
that.
And I think it's the same for both of these sides because South Africa had a shocker against England the first time they played them in the World Cup. And then they came back and they absolutely smashed it out of the park. So they've got that high that they're coming off, but they've got time on their advantage. They've had a couple of days to calm that down and refocus on the game. Whereas for India, it's still so fresh. And I feel like you've got to give so much credit to Jemima Rodriguez. It was an incredible innings, had a great partnership with the captain as well. Everyone chipped in, which is typically hard to find with this Indian side. But on that day, everything aligned. I mean, in all these years, I think it's the first time I've seen Australia under pressure. I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever seen an Aussie side under pressure like this, making mistakes like this. So you've got to give
no
credit to
problem.
India, but I'm a little worried that they've maybe just celebrated a little too hard, a little too early. And they've got to try and mentally switch off from that game and refocus on the final that's coming up tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I'm
drop catch by
absolutely
Alicia
right.
Healy.
I think
Go ahead.
what they did was so next level that it's going to be hard to forget what you just did.
Yeah.
I mean, to come back and score over 340 runs, it's like unheard. Well, it is unheard of. So, it's going to be very difficult for them, and I, I just think it's going to be too difficult for them to come back down. But yeah, it's unbelievable what they did, and I got to give them credit for that. But I don't know if Lightning is going to strike twice.
You know
Listen,
what?
in 300
I'm going to
in
go
the
back
women.
to. Sorry, go ahead, Ingle.
No, saying 300 in the women's game is now becoming the norm in the 50 over game. No ODIs.
No, to come from behind though.
To come from behind, it's tough.
Yeah, and I
Go
think
ahead,
this
Mark.
is where the South Africa India games are so different. South Africa was setting a target, so there isn't that scoreboard pressure they were dealing with. Whereas with India, they were dealing with scoreboard pressure. They were dealing with going against, which is arguably the best side in the world. And for them to pull off what they did is pretty incredible. But going back to that body language conversation that we were having, and we were talking about Trey Savage, you bring Jemima Rodriguez into it, and you could see the determination in her eyes. There was so much self-talk throughout the entire time that she was batting out in the middle. And
Yes.
that belief in her, that she could cross over the line, she could take her team over the line, was so strong and so evident. But the thing that shocked me was what she said right after the game in that interview, when she was still on the field and the emotions were still fresh. And she spoke about all this anxiety that she's been dealing with. She spoke about the roller coaster ride that she's been having on this team, selected, dropped, selected again, and dealing with all of that mentally is so stressful for a player. What we don't realize as people watching the game is the amount of mental work and the amount of mental pressure that a lot of these athletes take on. And especially when you're representing a team like India, when you've got 1 billion people with eyes on you, that is a lot of pressure. And for her to overcome that, and for her to actually voice this, that the fact that these concerns exist in athletes is quite phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is. And her game actually, they always say it starts in the field, and she had a good catch and also a run out.
Yeah.
So she was tuned on from the get-go. And as you said, what she talked about being dropped. And when you get dropped on a team, most of the time you come back very determined. And there's going to be a lot of expectations of her in the finals. So it's going to be, and she also spoke about when they were discussing what number she was going to bat. She basically told them, listen, when you decide, just tell me, when she was prepared. But normally with a batting team, you want to know, so you prepare for that position. So she wasn't even 100% sure which position she was batting in until she was called upon.
Yeah, I think she's
going to star again, though. I mean, as I was saying, Lightning may not strike twice. You think she's going to be the person to take them home?
It may not be her, but she's probably going to contribute. There's other people. I mean, the captain, a lot is going to depend on the captain as well.
Yeah.
But one of the guys I was speaking to, he said Harmanpreet always only seemed to score against Australia. I don't know if that's true. I'll have to go back and check the stats.
She's had a lot of good scores against Australia.
And then I feel for Sheffield Verma coming in because for an injured player and then stuck right into the opener. Don't know how much cricket she was playing. She could have been in the nets, but it's not the same as playing games. So they stuck her right into opening position, and she has not been doing well lately. So
she wasn't even in the squad, from what I remember. She was dropped from the squad. Pratika Rawal scored an incredible century the game before, got injured on the field. All of a sudden, you've got this youngster. Okay, you're up. But you know what? You've got to back her. She has had some incredible scores in the past. Yes, she's been in a slump for a little while. Not good timing from an India perspective, because the opening partnership between Pratika Rawal and Smriti Mandhana was something that was working very well for India. So now they're going to have to try and find that very quickly. It didn't work against Australia. They're going to have to turn it around against South Africa. But they have players who can score the runs. If it's not Smriti Mandhana, then it's Jemima. If it's not Jemima, then it's the captain. And then you cannot oversee the likes of Richa Ghosh. Deepti Sharma has been a phenomenal
Sharma.
all-rounder for them. It'll just be interesting to see if the likes of Sneh Rana might make it back in. Harding, they all didn't play in the last game. She's been part of the run scores as well. So it'll be interesting who the playing 11 is going to be for tomorrow's game. And I know we're talking about India, but the other semifinal, Laura Wolvart, how incredible was that innings?
I know, 169. I mean,
Yep.
that was. I remember one time 169 was the highest by a man in one-day cricket.
Wow.
So now, I mean, to see the women get into these heights, it's incredible. And
Good.
that innings, a lot of it depend on her too, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot, because that team, unlike India's team, has had big batting struggles. That batting lineup has not been consistent. It's not fired the way it should be. I know we've spoken about this with Ingle. Sune Luce at number 3 for me is still a question mark. She's had one good innings in the World Cup, but she's just not nearly as consistent as she should be at number 3. You've seen a lot of shuffling in that batting lineup as well. So for tomorrow, a lot of things need to fall in place. But you would expect the likes of Laura Wolvart to be necessary, absolutely necessary, along with Marizan Kapp.
And I think Tasman Brits need to step up too. She's been on hot and cold too often, so she needs now to step up in this final.
And she walked off with an injury as well in that second inning, so hoping that she's going to be fit for the final.
I hope so, because she actually can hit the ball if she gets going. In terms of their bowling, I was watching. I'm not sure what's her name, Maba, or is it Malaba?
Malaba.
Yeah, Malaba. She I thought that, I don't know if that was their plan, but I thought her line of attack in the semifinals was a bit negative, and maybe because the ball was turning, and she could have gotten wickets, but she was bowling on more of a leg side line to the batters, and I guess maybe that was their plan at the time. But I think she's going to have to take wickets early if they're going to get some inroads.
Yeah, and they lucked out, and I shouldn't call it lucked out, but they started well, and it was partly because of Marizan Kapp being as consistent as she is. It almost, actually, all of her wickets were identical in the way that she picked them up, all 5 of them. You know, she's pitching them in the right areas. She's getting that little bit of movement, and it's that consistency that she brings. But listen, I think it's going to be an exciting one. I needed India to take Australia out in the semifinal for South Africa, which they've done.
I'm not promising I'm going to get up at 4:30 to watch, but I'm definitely going to try it and get up and
daylight savings time. You get an extra hour to sleep tomorrow.
Sleep it, yeah,
Oh, is it? Oh, is it? I didn't even realize that.
It falls back 1 hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so I can sleep
So
an
you
extra
should be
hour.
good.
Should be
But
good.
I mean, let's look at this final though, Ingle. I think, you know, you have 2 teams, you know, it's hard to call because you have weaknesses, you have strengths, you have consistency, inconsistency. Everything is just there. It's just a nice mixture of one of those games where it's just gonna what happens on the day. It's
unpredictability.
Not favorite Australia coming in. It's gonna be 2 great teams where anything can happen, and it's gonna be hard to call.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I mean, India is gonna have that 12th man because of the crowd, and it's gonna be a huge effect.
Yeah,
because I'm sure you're gonna have a packed stadium.
It's
tomorrow.
stress as well, though. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's stress. Yeah, it can be stress for the home team for sure because crowd is gonna be on them too if they make any mistakes. So,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
40,000
Just to jump on
people.
them early. That's all. Jump on them, get the crowd out of the game a bit, get the crowd on India so they get mad at them, and then they have a shot.
Yeah,
Going back-
well, it was 40,000 people in the crowds in the semifinal that India played. For me, women's cricket won in that second semifinal,
Yes.
and it doesn't get any better than that. And I know we've spoken and we've said, I have said, you know, India needs to win a World Cup for women's cricket to get the recognition and the funding globally, because that's the power that the BCCI brings into the ICC.
Agreed.
Just that semifinal and watching the women performed the way they did, the BCCI already announced that they're going to reduce that gender pay gap and try and bring in more money for their women's players. So this is the impact that we're hoping for in the bigger picture. Of course, it comes down to who's going to win the World Cup on the World Cup side of things. But if we want the women's game to win, India's got to keep doing well.
Yeah, they got to be the top 2, top 3 all the time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way, but it is.
It is.
Reality.
Reality, yeah.
Money talks.
But going back to the first semifinal with England and South Africa, I felt that England were panicking just the way they were. When you see them started to change their batting lineup, they weren't sure which way to go. So I thought that was a sense of panic, and it showed how they eventually got bowled out for 194. And I'm not sure also you saw the video of Monali, because they say that Wolfhard has the best cover drive in cricket, be it men or women, right?
Yeah.
And she practices it a lot. And it's almost like she's perfected it. Even in the warm-up, she plays this cover drive all the time.
Yes. And watching her bat is so easy on the eyes. She's so technically correct. She times the ball. She doesn't have to bludgeon the ball. And that cover drive is exquisite.
It is, definitely. And I told the young cricketers, young boys actually, I said, look at the women's game. Don't look at the men's game. The men's game, the ones you're idolizing, they're about power. Yeah. The women's are proper technique.
Yeah.
But everybody now is this. Just today, I opened Facebook, and the first thing came up on my thing was some new power hitting bat that they're selling. And I'm thinking, like, learn the techniques. And these kids and I've seen a lot of academies now have these power hitting camps.
Yeah.
You don't have if you look at examples of baseball. If you look at Otani, why he's so good, he has a good base. Yeah. And if you don't have a good base, you're not going to hit nothing with power, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So these power hitting stuff that they have, I see these guys. I'm sure you've seen the gadgets, Monali and Roger, where they look like it looks just like a piece of some sort of weighted iron that when the players hit, it makes 3 different sounds, and they tell you if you get to the 3rd sound, then your speed is much better.
Yeah. Wow. So is this all because of the T20 game?
It is.
This is not for Test cricket.
It's all because of the T20 game. Yeah.
Well, don't look. Test what is it called again? Test 2020 test.
Oh yeah, Test T20. We were talking about this, Roger. I don't know if you saw that or heard about it. There's going to be a new format of cricket, which is Test T20.
No, I didn't see that. Good thing I didn't see that, because that makes no sense at all.
So what they're going to do is have basically 2 innings of T20, but they're calling it Test T20.
Oh boy.
And it has good backers, because Clive Lloyd is part of it. A.B. de Villiers is part of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's coming. Get ready. You got to hit the nets again.
So
you know what? It probably will make money. So that's what it's all about. As Monali said, it's about the money. So if this can make money, it's going to happen.
So predictions for tomorrow's game. I'm going with South Africa.
I have to go with South Africa. They're my team. Let's go.
Well, you guys are putting me on the spot now. I got to go against you guys.
So you're going to go with India.
I'm going to take India.
Well, okay, we'll discuss next week, but I'm definitely going with South Africa.
But I think if they could have a tie, that would be the best result for me, because it's so close. But
there's no tie anymore.
South Africa. If you go bad, then I'll be the winner. So
they've introduced the super over in ODI, so there's no more ties. So.
Yes,
yeah,
I know.
So it's crazy. But I mean, you know what? We had I think in the T10s mostly now they do that. Well, in the Super 60 there was a shootout, was the rule, more like a shootout, a bowl off.
Bowl off, yeah.
Yeah, similar what they did in the old days. Anything else on the women's game before we get on to some other cricket?
No, I just
4:30 tomorrow morning.
Just no sleep. I mean, watch the Jays game. get a shower in or something, and then get ready for the women's game. And then
Um,
who needs sleep?
actually,
Sleep
you
is
know, I may not
overrated.
even have to get up. I may not have to get up because we might be celebrating Blue Jays when
That's
we're
I know.
watching
okay. You're
everything.
just continue
Yeah,
it.
right.
Continue the night.
Yeah. I might even go downtown, celebrate a bit, and then
Come
come
back
back home
just in time for the
and
game.
sleep just in time for the women's game.
What a time to be alive, guys.
I
There's
know.
so much
Yeah,
incredible
I
sport.
know.
Amazing stuff happening
Yeah.
all at the same time.
I
Amazing.
was saying to Monali last week, Roger, that I remember where I was when Blue Jays won the last time, but I couldn't
93.
ask her that question. You know, I couldn't ask her that question. She probably don't remember.
I was 4 years old. I would in
Right.
Kenya, and
Nothing.
baseball was the last thing on my mind.
I
Yeah.
know. Never
That's
crossed the mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we will go on to some more cricket. We'll start with West Indies and their successes for the West Indies
Oh, success? Was
Sammy
it luck?
success. It was success. I think the second game I thought was a bit of a luck because I thought for sure Bangladesh would have won that one when I checked the scores, but they West Indies played well and they won. But I think generally West Indies won, and I'm not sure because nowadays I see quotes on people being quoted on the internet, on Facebook, and social media. So I'm not sure if it's true, but someone said that Darren. I didn't see his interview. That Darren Sammy said that I told you guys, give me time, and I'll build an unbeatable West Indies
Oh
team.
my God. He's way ahead of himself. Way ahead of himself.
See, we've had this conversation about the I don't know what it is, but the West Indian crowd is so hard on their side. Like, just listen to this, Roger. Where's the support?
You know what? They beat New Zealand and you see it.
New Zealand is in good form too. They just beat England 3-0,
Yep.
but that's ODI.
Yeah.
But now we go to T20s. But West Indies, I think, out of some positives out of this series because I thought what's his name, August or
Hakeem August, yeah, from St. Lucia.
August?
He played
Yeah,
well.
he played well. He had a good. I think Jangu, who I think needs to be given more opportunities, not getting enough of those opportunities. I think he's a good player too. So to see Shea Hope and a couple others sit out yesterday, and West Indies still were able to
Still
win.
win.
Yeah, it was good. And I believe if West Indies somehow, but it's not going to happen. If Nicholas Puran could come back and say, "Yes, I'm going to play," then they'll have a very strong team.
I
Put out a statement too, didn't he? That no
Yeah,
one wants to play where they're not
or
respected or something
we're
along
not
those lines.
respected. Yes,
Yeah.
he did say something along those lines.
okay.
Mm.
I was impressed that Roston Chase,
Mm-hmm.
he's, wasn't a fan, but I have to give it to him now, man. He stepped up in all formats.
Yes,
He
his
took on the
leadership.
captain for yesterday, and he was impressive.
Yeah.
And he seems genuine that he wants West Indies to do well, and he's doing what he can. So I don't know. I think because I didn't think he should be in the T20 team at all, but now
Mm-hmm.
he's there and he's becoming a solid member. So
Yeah.
he's in all three formats. I don't know what you think about that, Ingle.
I
Both
think,
him and Brandon King seem to be in all three. Shea
yeah,
Hope as well. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or.
I think it's a good thing. I believe the better players should be able to play all formats. And I always say I don't believe there's any T20 play you learn from the longer version and you come down. And a few years ago, he was MVP for the CPL, and he's always been consistent in CPL. So not surprised that he's doing okay now.
Yeah. Good. No, I like the team. I like Brandon King is not consistent enough for me right now.
No, he's not.
I'm not sure if they should drop him, but I'm not sure we're going to replace him with. But I think right now the team is solid. I'm still a little nervous about the bowling. I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm not sure if Shepherd is your anchor at the death. I don't know, but
Right.
I'm a little worried about the bowling. But I think the batting, as you said, is solid. I think the batting
And
is solid right now, and they could take on anybody. I'm just a little concerned about the bowling, but the bowling did fairly well here in Bangladesh, and hopefully they can find a way to do well against the big teams.
My one spot that I'm not too happy with is Rutherford. His body language don't seem right. He scored 3 ducks in this series.
Yeah, he
It
was off.
Mm.
Yeah.
didn't seem like he
He wasn't
wanted
there.
to be there.
He was
Yeah.
not there at all.
Either he's going through something personal or he just don't want to be there. He's going through the motions. So
Yeah.
he's got to really sit there. If you have a personal issue, then don't
Yeah.
just play because the Caribbean people want you to play. Just
Yeah.
deal with it and then come back.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think if he's unsung, then I know it's there. As I said, batting wise, they're strong,
Mhm.
and if he's there, it's even stronger. So I like the batting lineup. I think if somebody fails, it can be picked up very easily. Sort of brought me back a bit to the 70s West Indies cricket, where the top order fails, then the middle order takes it on, but you always had somebody who could pick up the team, and I think that's where they are now. If the openers do well, everybody sort of chips in. So I think they have a solid batting lineup that can take them places. I just think I don't know if the bowling can defend it.
Monali, talking about the bowling, Stimmers have in T20. I don't know if any other team does this, but they played 3 left-arm spinners in their
They
lineup,
did. Yeah.
and it's not something that you normally see. And are they going to have to decide one day which are the best two and move on with them against the tougher teams?
Well, I was just going to ask you that because I know we'd spoken about the conditions that Bangladesh had prepared for the games. Now they're going to New Zealand, and be interesting if they are going to stick with the 3 or if they're going to see if we might see some changes in this bowling lineup. Yeah, I would expect pace and bounce in New Zealand. I don't know if we're going to have as much spin on offer, so they've got some decisions to make.
Big decisions. First of all, though, Ingle, I mean, was that pitch even legal in Bangladesh?
You know what? All you can happen is the match referee can write you up, and ICC probably give you a demerit point or a demerit point or something, and a warning, and says if it happens again, you lose your international status. But
there's some penalty because I was like, what is happening here? This is ridiculous.
We've seen it in India.
You're talking about match referees. I don't know if you've been following the saga that's come out from oh my gosh, Chris Broad.
Chris Broad,
and
yes,
he's been an ICC match referee for years, and this whole information or divulgence of information that's coming in now is quite incredible, with the influence that certain organizations have on pitches and certain organizations have on all sorts of leniency towards that team on the field.
And which teams should penalize for slow over breaks and everything.
Yeah.
And said, hey, listen, it's India, so take it easy. Go light on them.
Yeah.
He actually said that. He was called, and he called another game and said, they're behind again. What do I do?
Yeah.
And he said, well, just do the same thing.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, and we know these. We'll watch games and question games like that and wonder like, hey, aren't they behind? They only bowl 8 test matches, supposed to bowl 90. They bowled 80 overs in the day and no penalty.
No penalty.
So something. And you can see. I mean, we played here in Canada when was the game we had when the pitch was burnt, and they were saying it's illegal.
This last series.
Last series. And just yesterday I saw a video of a first-class game in India, and they were burning the pitch. So it depends on where you are and who you are.
Yeah.
So, how much money you have, Monali.
And some people, but I've seen a few. Well, I'm in a chat group with some other friends, sports guys and stuff, and some of them feel as though that Chris Broad is only speaking now that he's done. But he said he's happy to be out. I mean, there's not much you can say when he probably said things when he's in, but they're not going to listen.
Yeah. But I mean, the fact that he's saying it now is still, in a way, it's good. Yeah, it might be late. He's out of it now, but he's still shedding light on it. He's making it more public. Let's put it this way. We all know that this stuff happens. We know that a lot of it gets swept under the rug, but the fact that he's speaking up about it is
shine a light on it. That's good. That's a
I
good
don't
point.
think anything's going to come out of it because, we just know where the powers are, and that's the reality of it. But more people do need to speak up about these things.
They do. They do.
Yes, they're definitely.
Interesting. Other quick question, Ingle, about West Indies
Mhm.
cricket. So Reds Pereira came out and said, "Get rid of Floyd Reefer. Desmond
I
Haynes
am
should
totally,
be the one." And I think Clive
I'm
Lloyd
totally in
agreed
agreement.
with him.
I'm totally in agreement with that. And not because Desi's a friend of mine, but I think Floyd Reefer has not done anything. And if you've seen the results that Desi was getting, it was much better. And I don't think putting Desmond Haynes in a selector's role was the right thing. I think a batting consultant
It would be
is
better,
more of
yeah.
his thing.
I think Lloyd said the same
Yeah,
thing as well. Clive Lloyd said the same thing.
yeah. Floyd Reefer is there. We know why he's there. And
His
it's
connections.
just it's connections.
He doesn't have money,
It's
so it must be
connection.
connections.
It's
You could
connections.
have one of the two.
One of the two.
Yeah, it's connections, and you can see. I mean, if you look at the people around, you can see it's a lot of good connections. And I don't think Floyd is doing much for the batters, and I don't believe they will. Unfortunately, they will not get the kind of respect. He will not get the
Ever.
respect as
True.
a Desmond Haynes.
True. True.
So
Agreed.
no, knowing these players, they're not going to happen. But I think that wouldn't be a bad move to have. But Floyd Reefer, I think, is more suitable to development for the younger players, which
Yeah.
he was doing at the academy and the under 19s.
Yeah.
And I think he's more. I think that, and that's something a lot of people don't realize that sometimes. Okay, if you think he's the best coach, your best coaches have to be with the younger ones or the upcoming
Mm.
players.
Yeah. True. True.
You don't, because this level, what are you going to teach Shea Hope really?
Yeah.
you know, Desmond Hayes could talk to him about his experiences, what he did, and how he got to that, and whatever else. But you're not gonna, if you're gonna be teaching guy technique at this standard, then he should be playing Test cricket.
Yeah. That's
You know?
that's years. That should have happened years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now,
you're not gonna tell Usain Bolt how to sprint, right?
exactly.
Roger, as you tell Usain Bolt, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's all a lot of fake stuff to be on Usain Bolt recently on the social media. Every time I open, there's something about him and his women and another woman. And Shelly Ann Fraser is now saying that if she talks, then people are going to start to disrespect him.
Mm.
You know, Bolt had a reputation,
Mm,
mostly true when he was running. That he had, quite a few ladies all
mm.
over the place. But he has mostly settled down now, more focused on his businesses. Um, but the TikTok generation, I tell you,
Yeah, they go
they,
back.
Yeah.
they destroy you in 2 seconds with
Yeah,
lies.
yeah, they do because I just realized now because every time I open social media now, it's something on Bolt. So I said, look like now they're just after Bolt.
I know, I know.
you know,
And the funny thing is, it's AI working in the background. So you
correct.
Yeah.
click on it a couple of times, that's all you see. So I don't see these
Yeah,
because I
you,
ignore the
yeah.
nonsense, as I call it, right? So
Yeah, I just now I'm just nowadays I'm just putting on. I want to see less of these things
yes, yes.
because they're just coming up every minute. So
Every minute they're gonna come up, but
I'm
it's not good. I mean, I don't even know. People get a kick out of it, so you just have to sort of live with it these days. But
Mhm.
most of it is not true.
Most of the time now I see news. Unfortunately, I click on if I see something on social media, I go to mainstream.
First,
Yeah, to see
I
if
don't
there's
click on it. I go to
no.
mainstream
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Google it to see
Yes, I
if it's
Google on
on.
mainstream to see if it's valid. Yeah,
That's exactly what I do all the time. So
yeah,
I don't get the AI generated stuff.
yeah. It's too much.
Way too
Yes.
much. Way too much.
Okay, the couple of anything on track and field. We've got about
Yeah,
6 minutes.
yeah. There's a little that I want to talk about. Well, as you mentioned, Shelly Ann, she's retired. So
Oh, officially now.
officially retired. She has done so much for the sport, so many medals, Olympics, World Championships, and she got I think it's a 12 or 13 million Netflix deal for
Yeah,
a
I saw
documentary
that.
on
Yeah,
herself. So kudos
Good
to
for
her.
her. Good for
yeah,
her.
for
Yeah.
Great
her. Yeah,
for her. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, when you can see where she's coming from and now to see her where she's at, Absolutely awesome. And she's an inspiration to so many. So
Mhm.
kudos to her. She has had a wonderful career. She started in 2007, 2008. She was Olympic champion. And in 2025, so in 2008 to 2025 is a lot of years,
Yeah.
and she still got a medal. So to see her longevity, and she's running at 39 and still winning medals and still competitive,
Yes.
absolutely awesome. So kudos to her, and I hope her movie career goes really, really well. Who knows? Maybe that's her next thing that she's going to be doing. So let's see how that goes for her.
Hmm.
Quickly, there's next year. There's no World Championships. There's going to be something called the Ultimate Track Championships, and it's going to be
Wow.
different. It's September 11th to 13th in Budapest. And England, I'm not sure what your thoughts are on this, or Manali. You know, when you have these championships, it's you're representing your country. In this one, the Ultimate, it's going to be the top athletes in the world. They're going to have the
Mhm.
Olympic champion, the world champion, the Diamond League champion, and the top 16 ranked athletes. So that could mean in the sprints you have only Jamaica and the US. I'm not sure how you guys feel about that, because a lot of people get to these championships because it's by country and you're limited to only 2 or 3 athletes per event.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't matter where you're from. So you may have a situation where you see 7 Americans in the finals of an event. I mean, I don't know what you
Wow.
guys think about
No, that's not good. I
that.
prefer I prefer to see the other countries competing as well. But I mean, if they're the top athletes, if that's the way it is, maybe something
And
like
it's
a
kind of like other sports,
franchise
like tennis. I mean, it's not
tennis. Yeah,
where you're from; it's how good you are.
it's how good you are. Yeah, so just by rankings. Yeah.
So who's putting out this?
The world athletics. So
Oh, it is World Athletics.
yeah, so
Okay.
they're trying to do something different. I mean, people have been saying that they need to do something because the sport is dying, and this is one of
Hmm.
the things that they're trying. They're going
Is
to
the
give them.
sport dying though?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
in America it is. You never see it on TV. They don't get a
Oh,
lot of sponsorship. So most of the events happen in Europe. So in Europe it's okay, but in America, and again, it's where the money is. A lot of the money is in America.
America.
They're
Yeah,
not putting it in track and field.
That's surprising because the Americans always come back with so many gold medals
I
in the
know,
Summer Olympics.
I know. Nobody watches track and field in America until it's the Olympics.
Wow. And they watch a lot of sports. I mean, they televise everything.
Everything, and that's a funny thing. I mean, I see some crazy things, and it's like, how did this even get on TV? And they don't have track and field. If you try to find a track and field meet on ESPN or one of those places, good
you
luck.
don't. Yeah, you normally have
Mhm.
them on. You have to go to one of those Peacock or one of those if you have
Yeah,
those
you may see it
Mhm.
somewhere, but that
pay
is
TV.
it.
Yeah.
No sponsorship is there anymore. And then
Wow.
Michael Johnson came with
Michael Johnson's.
his
Yeah.
Grand Slam, and he hasn't paid the athletes yet. So
Yes.
that's
Wow.
He has millions outstanding.
millions,
Yeah.
millions. And I don't know where he's going to get it from.
I know. He paid a few the other day, and I guess whoever he
Good luck.
gets little money. Yeah,
Says,
that's
what
gonna be.
about me? How comes I didn't get my cut? Yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. The sports, it's dying. Even in Europe, they're struggling to have the meets that they usually have. So they have a lot
Mhm.
more small meets instead of big meets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate.
See, this is why you need the money.
Yeah,
Money makes you
and
just
they're
have
trying
to
to
turn a
find.
blind eye from
I
certain
know.
things.
And they're
But
trying to make it interesting. And if you even watch tennis, and I always go back to tennis because they've sort of revolutionized the game, how they show
Mhm.
it, how people get interested in it, how they can participate in it. And it's doing really well. Like every time I turn on my TV now to sports, it's a tennis game going on.
Yeah.
So track and field is trying to find something to match that.
I think F1 is trying to do that too. They're trying to
F1,
bring in
F1 has
some
done an
concert
excellent,
style.
excellent job with that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's watching F1 now or even talking about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So track and field is trying to find something to match those.
Wow.
The quickest people in the world just aren't entertaining enough.
That's not
Yeah.
entertaining enough. It's
Too
getting
quick.
boring.
We hit some. I actually quickly on. I think one of the marathon runners, Roger. I think she was caught with doping on a Kenyan athlete
Yes.
recently.
Chariot. I think her name is Chariot or something. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. She was. Yeah. She admitted to
Yeah.
taking stuff. Yeah.
Which is why the sport itself is struggling because most of the top stars eventually get caught that they were doping before or
Yeah.
doping now. And so it's just people are just not interested anymore because they don't think it's real.
And then
Yeah.
and then the US what's the 200-meter sprinter? He got banned for 4 years.
Oh, Aaron Knighton. So he's
Aaron
only 20.
Knighton, 20
And you
years
know
old.
what annoyed me about it? He said he got some bad oxtail.
Yeah, oxtail. He blamed the oxtail.
I mean, what are
I'm
you
like,
talking about?
he went to I
They're
was
making
thinking, yeah,
oxtail these days.
he went to a Jamaican restaurant. They gave him bad
Get
oxtail.
some bad oxtail. Like, what is he talking about?
I know. Or
Oh,
something
man, it
else.
was, boy, I tell you, man. But that's why the sport is struggling, Manali.
It is.
Bad
That's
oxtail.
hard.
All because of the bad oxtail.
We're just about out of time, but just quickly, Manali, I forgot to mention earlier. We just with cricket and Roger. Ben, we must say a prayer and condolences go out to the family of Ben Austin, the Australian who died similar in that getting hit in the neck in
Oh, yeah.
practice. Yeah,
Yeah.
17-year-old.
Young kid. Yeah.
Yeah, he was batting in a
Yeah.
helmet, but no guard at the bottom of the helmet,
Oh,
so
boy. I was
got
wondering
struck.
how it happened because I said he
Yeah,
must have a helmet on.
yeah, he had a helmet, but not the guard at the bottom of it, so he got hit there and died. And
Unfortunate.
Manali just got news that the Canada tour may not be off, that they're looking to make a decision. They're saying that the things are quieting down and there may be some games next week. So we will be able to update on that. I'm still not the biggest fan.
That's
And they should come
very
home.
different from what I read on the BBC this morning, but
They
Yeah,
should come home.
I
hopefully it's good news.
let's hope it's good news. Yeah, but that's what I just
I
said.
wouldn't you be scared though, Ingo, after all
Of
that's going
course,
on to stay?
I'd be the first to say, I'm packing, going home.
Going home.
Yeah, I want to be in my safe place. Yeah, because you never know. I was at a game in Malaysia and they came on the field, took all the boundary boards, the stumps, put it in the middle of the pitch, and lit it on fire.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Right, so I've like witnessed that.
wow.
So I
Right.
and they were told that they will follow us to the hotel if we don't leave by the next day. They will blow up the hotel. So it was,
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
and that's
whoa.
all because Israel was there taking part in the tournament.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a very scary time.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, I'm starting my book soon. I'll end on
Wow.
that.
Wow.
So we will. I think we're out of time. Thanks to everyone for watching, for listening. Enjoy your weekend. It's good to have you back, Roger.
Thank
And
you.
we will do this again next week.
Go, Jays, go.
Yes.
All
Next week
right.
we'll all be wearing Blue Jays